Dr. Lim here. So today we continue to talk about the story of Pasu. After the initial success to help the knee problem of Makcik and stretch down the price to more affordable price, people started to join the accent, mostly the Malays. Then at one time, one member asked whether I could go to Bukit Mertajam, a major city in the state of Penang. But at the mainland side, he could get about 30 people if I could go there. In the initial day, there were not many people in the meeting. Most of the time, it is about a dozen people. So if he could get 30 people, that was a lot. And Bukit Mertajam is about 2 hours drive from Alor, so I can travel and conduct the meeting within a day. That time the members were not yet full-time. During the day, they had to work, and we could only hold the meeting in the evening. The meeting was held at a madrasah, a Muslim community hall, where people can gather for prayer and discussion. After the evening Muslim prayer, people started to gather. And true to his promise, there were more than 30 people came for the meeting. But just before the meeting, suddenly the wind started to blow very strongly. And the roof of the madrasah was a zinc roof. Some of it is already loose. So when the wind blew, it started to flap, and make very loud noises. Then the situation turned from bad to worse. It started to rain. The rain hit the zinc roof and made such a loud noise. It was so heavy and noisy, and practically talking was not possible. So in madrasah, all of us sit quietly on the floor, listening to the rain and wind, rolling like an angry lion. So when the wind turned stronger and the zinc roof flapped so loud, then we were quite worried it might be blown away by the wind. The member who organized the meeting looked sad and apologetic. Finally, the rain and wind subsided, and it was quiet enough for us to make some speech. The organizer apologized to the crowd and asked me to give a few words before all of us went home. It was already at once into the night, and I had to make my speech short and conclude it fast. Just before I started my speech, someone commented that the night was a bad night, as the wind and rain so strong. The flapping of the roof were like chasing us away, He told me this did not look like a good omen for DXN to start the business here. In the early days of DXN gathering, many people came for the meeting to have some fun and make a lot of negative comments to discourage people from joining DXN. They were actually from other companies to come and prevent their members from joining DXN. So instead of responding to his comment, I started to crack jokes to the audience. First, I said the Chinese taking water as money. So when the rain hit the roof so hard, it was like good money, throwing on the roof. So much money, until we were speechless. The audience burst into laughter. Then I told them, do you hear the flapping of the roof? The flapping, That is the flapping of the wings of the eagle. Before it soars to the sky, he flapped the wings, to warm itself up. Now DXN is like an eagle. With this flapping, it is a clear indication that we shall flap our wings and soar high. The crowd burst into laughter and applauded my speech. After I told them the story of Makcik and concluded my speech. It was a short speech, but the story of Makcik moved them, and they keep on clapping hands to applaud my speech. After the meeting, all of them joined the action, including the man who said that it was a bad omen that it rained so hard. He joined because he never see a Ganoderma farm, even though he has sold Ganoderma for so many years for a Taiwanese company. He told me he likes the eagle flapping wings omen and say if another American company facing such situation would go home by then due to discouragement by the bad weather. Yet I cracked the jokes as though nothing had happened. that impressed him, and he decided to join DXN and see whether he can soar like the eagle or not. We all laughed heartily, after listening to him. The meeting was a joyful meeting, full of jokes and laughter. Before that, they joined the meeting of other MLM companies. The meeting was heavy and the speaker was dead serious. For the first time, they saw the MLM meeting that took life easy and positive. After the meeting, they arranged a visit to the farm and factory. They organized a busload of people to visit the farm. Many of them have sold Ganoderma for years but never seen a fresh and real Ganoderma in their life. When in the farm, they are amazed by the beauty and freshness of DXN Ganoderma. That time, the farm and factory of DXN was quite minimal in scale, but at least we can show them from A to Z how Ganoderma was cultivated and processed into capsules and health food. They took a lot of photos, and even though we do not have Facebook at the time, the photos circulated widely. Almost every week, there was a busload of visitors. Most of them joined members after the visitations. It was true to my speech that DXN flapped its wing like an eagle and soared high after that evening. When facing challenges, we never blink our eyes. We turn it into something positive and look into the future with hope in our heart. From this story, you should learn that when facing a crisis, you should look at it positively and never be defeated by the difficult situation. Like today, we are facing the crisis of COVID and the virus. We produce videos at home and hold live conferences and make DXN a true online company. I am telling the members, after the crisis in future, with a handphone in your hand, you can run a huge international business with the one world, one market system. This is all for today. It is a simple story, but I hope you like it. When facing strong wind, the eagle can flap its wings and soar high into the sky, gliding freely in the air and enjoy the freedom. See you in the next video.